Hi everyone, my name is Erica Fluellen, and today I will be sharing my Capstone experience, digital differentiation in the elementary learning environment, with you all on behalf of the Kennesaw State University Instructional Technology Master's Program. I currently work at Peyton Forest Elementary in the role of Master Teacher Leader for 3rd through 5th grade. At Payne Forest Elementary, we strive to be a high performing school where students are inspired to excel, educators are innovative and intentional in their planning and processes, and our practices are inclusive of every child, his and her family, and the community. Now, whenever I was thinking through my capstone project, I asked myself several questions. Is this intentional? Is this innovative? And is this inclusive? And after I answered yes, I knew that digital differentiation would be a great way to increase student engagement as well as personalized learning and differentiation at Peyton Forest Elementary School. So I first had to think of what does it mean to truly differentiate using digital tools. And what it is designing and facilitating student driven learning experiences that are powered by digital tools to provide students with flexible learning paths for success. And how can Payton Forest use digital tools to effectively increase differentiation? Which is where my capstone proposal was born. I proposed that we engage 3rd through 5th grade ELA teachers in professional learning opportunities, resulting in increased usage of Web 2.0 tools for the purpose of differentiation. And that led into me mapping out exactly what this capstone project plan would be. I knew it was important for us to start with the Technology Needs Assessment Survey. This is based on evidence that people are more open to learning and professional development when it directly aligns with something that they need, something that's personal to them. So in order to figure that out, I surveyed our staff. The next step was teacher enrollment. The evaluation plan was essential to ensuring that the change was facilitated and the progress was monitored effectively. There are several pieces that we used in order to evaluate the progress of the capstone experience. First, we looked at the virtual learning surveys. That was the initial survey given to teachers to see exactly what they needed. That was important because it allowed us to evaluate it where we were and where we needed to go, or what the goal was for some of teachers as it pertains to their improvement and their professional development. We also looked at impact surveys, and the impact surveys were shared with teachers at the end of every professional learning session. There were 3 total sessions, but the professional learning evaluation survey pretty much indicated that teachers were growing. They felt that they were better because of the professional development that they were receiving. There were other forms of evaluation, such as usage reports, video observations, peer observations, self-reflections, as well as lesson plans. I was able to review teachers' lesson plans on a weekly basis and notate the inclusiveness of Nearpod as a differentiation tool and as a tool for engagement. I was also able to review their small group lesson plans as well as their asynchronous menus, which were opportunities for students to engage in self-paced Nearpod lessons that were differentiated and personalized based on their individual learning needs. So let's get down to the total experience. Here is just kind of a photo snapshot of the experience, and you will notice it looks different, right? And I'll get into the difference between my plan, my initial plan, and implementation. But one of the major differences in my capstone experience, I believe, in compared to some of the others in the past, was that I was propelled into it by the COVID-19 pandemic. As a result of the pandemic, we were going 100% remote learning, which really fueled the capstone experience, because it went from something that was optional and a great opportunity to grow certain people to it grew into a school-wide initiative. And I learned that I had to be flexible, and that was a key part of leading and facilitating change. So let's look at the plan versus the implementation. So As I stated earlier, one of the biggest differences in my plan versus implementation was initially I was going to be implementing the Capstone experience in a face-to-face learning environment, and that totally changed. It went from face-to-face to 100% remote or virtual, which was a good thing. It fueled it, but it did call for a lot of changes and adjustments. To be more specific, my teacher enrollment increased from 6 teachers to the entire school. It changed into a school-wide initiative for engagement and differentiation. The differentiation 2.0 professional learning remained the same because we needed to support our teachers and their understanding of what does it truly mean to differentiate and how can tech tools help us do that more efficiently. I shifted from exploring a variety of tools and narrowed it down using the needs assessment survey. We narrowed it down to one, and that was Nearpod. And that one tool would allow for us to target the highest leverage needs of our staff and of our students, which was to engage and differentiate. Now, let's get a little bit deeper in that teacher needs assessment survey, because this truly was the driving force behind the Capstone experience. I said earlier how we found it very important. I found it to be so impactful to meet people where they are and to provide professional learning directly aligned with student need and teacher need and feedback. So when you look at this survey, the graph here, you will see that Nearpod was the highest in demand at 44.8%. And the strategies that people requested the most support with were engagement and differentiation, which is great. It's like, yes, I'm spot on. I don't have to shift the focus. I just have to shift the tools. The professional learning series was inclusive of 3 sessions. 1, how to create interactive and engaging lessons. 2, now let's use those lessons in order to differentiate for our students for their independent learning needs. And then 3, how do we troubleshoot and manage this new tool so that we can use it effectively? So now we're going to take a closer look at the impact. How did this Capstone experience impact professional development? How did it impact implementation, instructional delivery? How did we differentiate and increase engagement? Well, first we'll take a look at the impact on professional development. After a series of professional learning sessions, teachers engage in impact surveys. And this is just one example, which is linked in the slides, but you'll see here that overwhelmingly 27 out of 30 or 90% of our teachers who engaged in the Capstone experience, 90% said, my practice will improve as a result of this session. And that was just one session captured here. And then their overall expertise. Teachers are saying, hey, I'm getting better. Hey, I'm still here. And if you continue through this survey, you would see where they would even identify, this is what I need next in order to continuously grow with using this tool. I also would like for us to look at the comparison of Nearpod teacher usage for fall 2020. You see, in May, when we began remote learning, we were just at, look at that usage, right? The number of teachers. And then you can see here, August 2020, this is, once we implement it, you go an increase and increase. And that's a tremendous positive impact on learning and engagement with Nearpod. Now, let's look at student joins. That was teacher usage, but let's look at the impact on student joins. And I want us all to keep in mind as we look at this impact on learning, it is obvious that it was increased student engagement, that we resulted in an increase in student engagement from May to August. The professional development was done at the beginning of August. Look at that impact on September. And this really stands out to me because we're almost hitting 10,000 joins, which means that teachers aren't just using this tool for engagement. They are also using it to create student-paced Nearpods that align with where their students are and supports their goal to increase differentiation. So with that being said, I would say that some of the most notable outcomes of my capstone experience was improved technology differentiation, which was evident by the increase in student joins and teacher usage of Nearpod in order to differentiate and increase engagement. Tech Tuesdays was another notable outcome. And what Tech Tuesday was an opportunity for teachers to participate in professional learning led by me, which could be a refresher on Nearpod or anything that aligned with the survey and impact survey. So we had a percentage of teachers that said, I want to learn more about how to use Nearpod for differentiation with my tier 3 students. I need to do some voiceovers. Hey, come to Tech Tuesday. This week we're going to be doing differentiation for tier 3 students. And so Tech Tuesday became a safe place and a product of the capstone experience that is still continuing till this day. It also resulted in a targeted professional learning plan for remote learning. My capstone experience had the impact on the school-wide initiative, and it opened doors for us to say, what else do we need to do that is laser focused and targeted to a successful virtual learning experience for students, with the engagement and differentiation in mind. Teacher capacity for digital learning was definitely an outcome of this. Teachers were improving, and their buy-in to want to learn more and to use these tools in order to differentiate was shooting through the roof at this point. Of course, we saw evidence of student engagement and improved personalized learning experiences. And one of the things that I did not gauge, but I'm excited for, was the increase in requests for ongoing support. It wasn't pulling teeth. It wasn't begging people to see this and want to be interested. They had seen the impact. The impact was evident and undeniable, and people were saying, give me more, which also was evidence of the positive impact that the capstone experience of digital differentiation had, on our total school, the focus population to begin with. And I'm looking forward to seeing the continuous impact and being a part of that change at our school.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Yes. And I'm clicking on. All right, guys, we're going to put in her code real quick.